right. They don't have music like this nowadays, Flip. With the exception... Oh, no. Hey, they can hear this? What? Okay, technical... Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and... oh, yeah, and ladies out there. Oh, yes, lovely single ladies out there. Welcome to Robcast, number 54. We don't have any kind of big intros today, or PA system rocking, any of that kind of stuff. What we do have is an incredible show for you today. Where definitely we always... Hey, welcome to Robcast number 54. And let's hold the applause because you know that we always like to start off your show by saying thank you to the Army, to the Navy, to the Air Force, and to the Marines for doing what you bad motherfuckers do to keep our country free. So thank you very much for your service. Past, present, and future turn. I think they could hear that, Flip. Oh, I'll play some Depeche Mode. Boot, baby. Okay, we can't have that on here. Okay, so anyway, listen to a little bit, some classic music, trying to, get a little bit of inspiration for the show. And then, I think that was Peter Cetera came on. You're the inspiration, so... Now we got Love Song, I think, or whatever it's called, from Depeche Mode. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. To get sidetracked, we do want to say thank you to the Army, to the Navy, to the Air Force, and to the Marines for doing what you bad motherfuckers do to keep our country free. So thank you, all of the armed forces, for your service, past, present, and future. Also, thank you to the peace officers, police officers, back the badge, support your local law enforcement, firefighters, and EMTs, all of you first responders. Whenever we normal, average, everyday Joes run away from danger, you all are trained to run into that danger. So for that, Robcast Radio will always give you, that's right, respect. And welcome to Robcast number 54, and the round of applause for servicemen, and to welcome in the show, all at the same time. Right out of the gate, I will remind you that you have a special talent and you should use it to your advantage every single day. Whenever you wake up, use it before you lose it, baby. Alright, we might tell you a bedtime story. We might even tuck you in here at Robcast. All you gotta do is ask. Send us an email. And RadioRobcast@gmail.com, RadioRobcast@gmail.com, RadioRobcast@gmail.com. That's where your views and your opinions can be expressed. Hell, we might even have you on the show. And speaking of having people on the show, I will have Mr. Rock and Roll Insider Chris Ryder back on the Robcast as a weekly feature. I just need to get reconnected, in touch with him, and just talking about inspiration for the show. Sometimes, I kind of shut that shit down because I have other things going on in my life. It's not that I've forgotten about you. It's just no excuses. We're here to make something happen today, and that's why we're here. To say thank you for tuning in, for supporting Robcast Radio. You're welcome to follow us at Robcast Radio on Twitter, at Robcast Radio on Instagram. And definitely, what I sometimes forget, because that's one of my notes here, is about a new YouTube web series at the Rob C. Zombie channel. So that's kind of odd. I thought about changing it, but you know what? We already have some videos on there, and it's not what's in a name. You hear me? I'm saying, if I let you know, which that may or may not have anything to do with you all, if you know how to identify an old dirt bike a walk around, anything to do with motorcycle maintenance and how-tos. That's one of the new, that's the new web series that we started at the Rob C. Zombie channel. But speaking of the YouTube channel, you're welcome to listen to this program anytime in any of the Robcast radio programming at the Rob C. Zombie channel on YouTube. And that's, download that shit. But definitely download the Spreaker Podcast app, the best podcast, high school castle, definitely tell that I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself because I'm excited to be with you on Robcast number 54. That's unnamed and untamed, baby. Because I'm getting a little bit flustered and a little bit ahead of myself because I'm excited to be here with you all. My cheap therapy. But definitely download the Spreaker Podcast app, the best podcasting network on planet Earth. That's where you can listen to things like the Joe Rogan Experience, one of my faves, or my fave, the Ari Shaffir Skeptic Tank, the Adam Carolla Show is really good all-around programming for if you're demented enough to listen to this, then you probably like some of these other shows that I'm bringing up. But definitely download the Spreaker Podcast app. Follow us there. Click on my name, baby. Click on my name. And that's where it will allow you to follow the show and let you know whenever we have anything new kicking and rockulating. Speaking of new kicking and rockulating, if you do follow Big Brother on CBS, then I would definitely encourage you to tune in to the BB19 Robcast all summer long. But I haven't forgotten about you. All are my favorite turds. I wouldn't shit you yet. Not just yet. Okay, so yeah, check out the, if you're into motorcycles, you can take a walk around some motorcycle stuff up in the new web series coming out, which the number 1, 5 minutes and 55 seconds of how to walk around on a little old dirt bike to maybe kind of tell, is it worth fucking with? Is it a boat anchor? So Big Ben, if you don't know who Big Ben is, but Big Ben in London is hey kids, there's Parliament, there's Big Ben, it makes me think about the European vacation when they get stuck on the roundabout. So Big Ben is going to be silent until 2021. It's undergoing a restoration, which that's kind of cool. I mean, it's nice to know. I mean, I didn't think about this until it showed the final chime, the final gong of Big Ben, with the exception of, I think, maybe the bell ringing on Big Ben a couple of times a year. Whenever it did show it up close, you think that you could hear something for miles and miles away. It's a super huge bell, and it resonates these harmonics, and that is totally for a building of that age that's got an iron structure, concrete. Man, think about this. It's like someone just constantly, like it's a tuning fork, is how I would kind of explain that. And I think that, so yeah, definitely it's going to require not only constant maintenance, but now it's probably time to x-ray everything and make sure that Big Ben's not ready to just tumble to the ground, because no one wants to see that. Man, what an icon. Not only, okay, because I used to joke with people whenever they would ask me what time it was and tell them, no, they set Big Ben in London by my watch, motherfucker. Just fucking around. Maybe I picked it up off of some old Chevy Chase shit or something like that. However, yeah, I think it's a blessing, but it's kind of sad that that's not going to ring out to all the locals over there until 2021. Whenever the restoration of Big Ben is set to be complete. And let's talk about the solar eclipse yesterday. What? I was like, Man, this is some fucking Night of the Comet shit. And if you don't know what Night of the Comet is, look up Night of the Comet, because that's what I was thinking. And, you know, I also don't think it's I didn't think it's a very good idea, okay? I saw where they were getting ready to view the eclipse. One of the local channels you put every single child outside, and they got these little you saw the eclipse glasses, right? So, okay, there's a very important thing that, I don't know if they tell the kids, hey, you put these on and you look at the sun, you're fucking fine, right? No. That's not necessarily fine, because I did see and what I do notice, and on the last Robcast, I talked about stuff in the media, whatever. I had a little bit of I don't know if you would call it a stress headache or something, and just trying to rock through the show. So I left some important stuff out. We will revisit some of those things, if not today, on a later episode. And like I say, we will have Chris, the insider, Chris Ryder, as far as rock and roll goes, letting us know about some rock and roll shows and how they go. And always, it's definitely nice to get into some new music. That's something that I haven't got, I haven't put aside my time, you know what I'm saying, my 5 or 10 minutes a day to listen to some new music, or to try to work on one of my inventions that I think might help make the world a little bit better place. Just those things that I try to remind you to set aside that time for you, if you want to explore some of those avenues of your dreams that you think that may or may not work out. If you want to hone some of those talents, you set aside 2 or 3 minutes a day to do that, and see if it turns into something that could be, something that makes all of your dreams come true. So I'm going to take a quick microwave identification break, because my coffee's cold. That's no good. But thank every single one of you for tuning in. Download the Spreaker Podcast app. Listen to us on YouTube. You can check out some of the other YouTube videos if you like. At Robcast Radio on Twitter. At Robcast Radio on Instagram. And we'll be right back after a quick station identification. So rock and roll. I can tell you that I do feel honestly 100% blessed to be alive and on the right side of the dirt today. And let's talk a little bit. And I try to keep this show positive and try to uplift people and remind them that you have a special talent. But sometimes, just like, talking a little bit about the eclipse yesterday, man, my friend, I did see, there was a little girl that had on eyeglasses, and then she had those I'm thinking Night of the Comet, Day of the Comet yesterday. All y'all are turning into zombies, whoever looks at this, and it's not gonna happen instantaneously. Yeah, it's gonna creep in on y'all. So all of you true zombies, they might call me zombie. That's a nickname, man. Okay, I got to kill. Let's turn that down. Cut off YouTube. Can't get cut off YouTube. Just told you all to tune into YouTube and check it out. And I did see a little girl that had the solar eclipse glasses on over her eyeglasses, and it looked to me like she was looking around the eclipse glasses through her glasses. So these kids are thinking, hey, if these are on over my eyes somehow, and I'm fine. Well, that's not necessarily true, because look, man, they just didn't look very safe. Any of the glasses any of you guys had on didn't look like they were any kind of, they looked like there was some shit that was thrown together for you that came free in the cereal box. Okay, so unless I have my welding hood, and they say if I could, I would dial it a couple of